Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to another episode of Metrics and Mayhem. My name is Earl Phillips, the Metrics of the Equation, and alongside me on Facebook Live in studios in West Deptford, New Jersey, and just kind of throughout life. How about it, Dominic Melchior III over there, the Mayhem of the Equation. Dominic, how are you, my man?
I am good, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm even better now with that little rub right there. All's well in the land of Metrics and Mayhem. Probably more so for the Mayhem than the Metrics this week.
Of course it would be. Did you think it wouldn't be?
I did not at all, as a matter of fact, but we'll get into some of that stuff later. But we do have quite a bit to get to today on episode 6.
Yeah, episode 6. This is going by pretty quick so far.
I know.
mean, we're a quarter of the way into the NFL season, and I don't think anybody knows anything yet.
I agree. Well, I certainly have proven that I know nothing about this, but I know how to hook up a couple microphones
Yes, you do.
and get this bad boy running. So before we get rolling into our topics for today that we want to talk to you guys about, our social media outlets. First of all, reach out to us on Twitter. I'm at the EP3 Metrics, and Dominic?
DM Hustle33 at church.com.
Very much a churchgoer here.
Church at Vatican.edu.
That's the one. You can also reach out to us if you're already here on Facebook and on the Metrics and Mayhem page.
Facebook.
And we also have the Metrics and Mayhem Twitter handle as well, which you could reach out to us. So we have that. We have a couple contests that we're running that we're going to talk to you guys about. We have the Eliminator that we have going on. We are now down under 30.
Guess who's one of them?
And guess who's not, ladies and gentlemen?
Cheers to you.
Yeah, Mr. Iced Coffee himself. We will talk very briefly about that.
Still alive, still representing. I mean, we have to have one of us representing.
Yeah, and I'm so happy it's you.
Oh,
I mean,
me
you
too.
haven't had any success in head-to-head battles with me, so it's about time you won something.
It's the first time I've ever sniffed. Oh my God. Sniffed anything past week 3. So I'm actually freaking out at this point. I don't know what to do.
Me too. Yeah. I'm freaking out on the inside. It's great. But we have that. We have the Against the Spread pool, which has brought on some new members, which is good. Dominic, again, had a stellar week, which we'll get into there. And we also have our DraftKings contest, which we are really looking forward to diving into and getting deep into the weeds with that one. And our last piece, our private fantasy football league that we have, the Donato's Pizzeria League, we always do a week recap of that, so we'll get to that at the end. For the listeners and the viewers, something different that we're going to do now. Instead of breaking the show up into 4 different segments, we're going to run this as one download, one long episode that I will break up into segments. So if you want to catch one segment, maybe not the other ones, we'll have everything blocked off time-wise, so you can just click on it and be all set to roll, let you know what time everything starts when.
A lot easier. It's one quick upload for you. Makes life easier, and it doesn't confuse Jeff.
Yeah, I was surprised how long this thing takes to put out. Like, once we get done recording, the post-recording process is a pain in the butt. So we'll try to make that easier for you guys, which is the most important thing. And to our friends who are joining us right now, thanks, everybody, for popping in.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, John. How's it going?
Please spread the word to your networks as well. Our goal is to spread the joy of gambling to our South Jersey natives down here and have a little fun while we're doing it as well. So we are very much the lifeblood of your recommendations as well. So we look forward to that and more new friends coming in and joining us along with old friends.
You'll be family. I mean, as soon as you join up, you're family. That's as simple as that. That's the Italian in me. You can come over, take your shoes off, eat my mother's spaghetti, and eat her food too. And you're family at that point. So please come on board, join us. It's going to be a great time.
I've never taken my clothes off in front of Dom's mom, so I'm not sure if I'm family yet. But is that maybe I mixed up my words right there?
Yeah, you mixed up your words.
I wasn't paying attention as normal. But anywho, that said, why don't we get into our opening rant?
Let's get
first
into
topic.
our opening rant.
And something that I wanted to bring up, if you follow ESPN Chalk at all, if you're just kind of a fan of the industry, something that's going to happen. It's just a fragment of time. Yeah, legalization of sports betting, especially where we're at in New Jersey. Right now, Congress has a hearing in November to repeal the bill right now to allow Atlantic City casinos to start hosting sports betting. And just to throw it out there, I mean, obviously we're proponents of sports betting. We've done it a little bit.
A little bit. We dabble.
The pros and the cons of it.
Oh, my God. Let's go into the pros first. It will single-handedly save Atlantic City.
And why do you think that?
people won't fly out to Vegas to put their sports bets anymore legally, like their futures bets, because you can't put futures bets in around here.
Legally.
Legally. You can do it with, Rocco and Bruno, at the meat shop, at the butcher, but that's about it, at the laundromat. But you can't do it here. And the gaming industry in New Jersey it's on life support. There's like 6 casinos that are still open, and they have to charge $25 a game because they can't.
It's a beautiful area down there, though. Just
wonderful.
Rolling into Atlantic City. It's like just before you hit the casinos. It's like, man, I want to bring some money down to this
It's like
place.
the Las Vegas of the East.
That's
what Nick Lachey said one time. He said that to Jessica Simpson. He said, "No, the Atlantic City is beautiful. It's like the Las Vegas of the East."
Wow, Nick Lachey.
Yeah.
See, that's what you get here, people, with
circa
Metrics and Mayhem.
2006.
That's what you get with this guy. I cannot bring you that kind of tie-in right there, but I interrupt. Go ahead.
But, it will single-handedly save Atlantic City, and it will grow Atlantic City, because if you have sports betting, people will stay weekends. We'll stay weekends. Me and you will go down for a weekend, and we'll just sit at a sports book like two degenerates, drinking tequila, ignoring your wife, our wives, and your kids, and we'll just bet all day long. I mean, it's just that's the way it's going to be.
Listen, somebody's got to handicap South Dakota State. And, if it's not going to be me, I'm not sure who it is. I feel like that's my responsibility.
Oregon State Beavers.
That's you. That's your
that's
squad.
Me, the Lady Beavers. Shout out to the Lady Beavers.
How about the lady running Rebs as well? You were definitely you brought that up to me.
Lady
as well.
running Rebs.
The Lady running Rebs.
I love those UNLV Rebels.
So you were all over that. The thought of it, just being able to legalize it, to be able to tax it. I mean, there's significant financial implications for the state, what that can do for the government.
Absolutely.
For, subsidize some of the problems that we have right now. So it's really interesting. I have to say, I'm surprised that it's taken this long to get this conversation started, but we are at a point right now where this, in the near future, even in November, could be something where the ball starts to roll a little bit, and sports gambling will be legalized in this state. I mean, if you can legalize marijuana, if we have alcohol, if we have cigarettes, smoking, whatever it is, you have all these vices, tax it. Make it legal.
Well, the reason why it's not legal now is because all the people who are getting money off it being illegal are paying off politicians and not letting them vote yes for that.
Okay.
That's the only logical thing I can think of. It's like somebody in the mafia.
So Frankie Carbone gets whacked, and then
Larry the Nose is in the pocket of somebody who's giving money to somebody, and that's why it's not been legalized. That's as simple as that. Because you know how many bookies would be out of business?
I don't know the exact number. I would be willing to venture a guess. Maybe one or two.
One or two. I would say 95% of all bookies would be out of business in the New York, Philadelphia, D.C. metro area if sports gambling in Atlantic City were legalized.
Well, it's coming. It's up for listening in November, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens to the Goodfellas, to the Sharks.
To the Sharks, they're not going to be happy.
I cannot see them taking this very well.
All those debts that they haven't collected yet, they're not going to get. They're not going to get them.
Yeah, that's going to get a little interesting. I am at an even balance right now, so I don't have to see anybody.
The vig on them is going to go through the roof.
I'm interested. That people have brought that up.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Because if you don't have the money right away to put up at front in Atlantic City, you're still going to go to your bookie, because you don't have to put money up front for your bookie. But he's going to charge that. He's going to double that vig.
Yeah, and that's on the other side of that too. With legalizing it, people have talked about, instead of the standard being minus 110 for against the spread play, dropping it to 105, because with legalizing it, you're going to get more action. You can actually drop it to 105, and Vegas.
That would be great.
From the stuff that I'm listening to, Vegas wants everything on the up and up. They want to work hand in hand with the government to legalize this and make this right. But it is interesting to think that pretty soon this thing could be. I have no idea.
I can't wait. There's going to be showgirls everywhere.
That's that, and
just the
great South Dakota State basketball.
The quality
action.
of hookers in Atlantic City is going to go skyrocketing.
No
more 1s and 2s now. We're getting 5s and 6s.
5s and 6s.
Yeah, they're going to have real teeth.
Well, we got the outlets out
real
there
teeth.
too, so we might have to do a little shopping.
It's going to be fantastic.
Too.
That 40/40 club may reopen.
Is that right?
Jay-Z may reopen that thing.
Look at that, man. Jay-Z helping out the cause, too. We appreciate you out there, man.
You,
we
Jay-Z.
appreciate
if you're listening, I know you are.
I didn't see him pop up on the live feed yet, but maybe so. So, yeah, we are excited about the potential legalization of sports betting, and we'll see what our esteemed governor, how that's all handled. But moving on, along with this topic of legalization of sports betting, this is a really great time to be a gambler.
Yes.
We have a lot
Especially
happening.
if you were following the Mayhem
Oh yeah, well that's another thing too. But even though we keep this around more of an NFL podcast, and maybe if this develops traction, we can take this into other sports. Right now, we're going to focus with just the NFL. But to go a little global for a second, we're looking at, you have the NBA championship odds coming out. The NHL season's about to start. You have Heisman buzz. You have NCAA playoff buzz. You have Super Bowl. You got the World Series, Major League Baseball starting. It's a really, really cool time to
a lot of money being thrown around.
Yeah, a couple shekels here and there. And if you follow
units,
us,
units, a lot of units.
I'll say units. That's right. And if you are following us on Twitter, which actually the Twitter page is kind of blown up, man. We've developed a little bit of a following.
Nobody's followed DM Hustle though. It's probably
no DM Hustle. Yeah,
it's
right?
probably because I don't go on Twitter. I just don't go.
Well, whatever it is, we appreciate the triple digits worth of followers, and we look to keep that going. It's a beautiful thing. But on our Twitter page, you can also find this on ESPN Chalk. I sent out links to what the current odds are for all of these futures, and I threw it out to Dom earlier on today about some potential ones that you might be interested in. Some of the sports that you follow. I mean, for me, I couldn't care less about hockey. I wish I could.
And I actually even have it on my sheet when you gave me that, and I have a piece of paper here that has everything. I even wrote, "Who cares?"
Oh, did you?
Next to the NFL, as you can see right here, it says NHL. Who cares?
You want to show the people?
I don't know. I can't show the people because then I'd show everybody.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, who cares? I don't care about hockey. I don't care about hockey unless the Flyers are good and it's in the playoffs.
Even if the Flyers are good, you care.
And I know my buddy Moose out there who looks like he's commented. He is a hockey nut through and through. Moose, I'm sorry. Who cares? Nobody cares. You and like 4 redheads care about hockey in this area.
We appreciate the redheads too. And if we can get them on the Twitter page, Moose, that would be a huge help.
Sorry.
Thank you, brother.
Who cares about NHL? I mean, they're a bunch of Canadians. Who cares?
All right, so give me something that you do care about, Dom.
I care.
Aside from Las Vegas and Atlantic City and the upgrade and the 40-40 club.
I care about the MLB playoffs. You know, baseball is my favorite sport.
I did not know that.
Baseball is my favorite.
Have you played baseball?
Once or twice. Once or twice, yeah.
Okay.
Once or twice. Even did it a little bit in my 20s.
Is that right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, 20-something kid?
20-something kid.
Okay.
But I am super excited. I watched the game last night.
I
watched
as well.
The Yankee. It was a great game.
Not a great game to have
the top of the first.
Not a great game to have the under.
It was a great game at the top of the first, and then it went downhill from there.
Yeah. I saw your Facebook message go out with the Severino thing.
Severino's my new favorite Yankee. But yeah, I am super excited. I think there is like 8 great teams. There's 8 great teams in the playoffs right now, and I could not be more excited to see how this all pans out. And I think I think the 2 teams that are going to make it, one of them is not my team, my squad.
And who is your squad, Dom?
My squad is the Boston Red Sox. I think everybody knows that. My squad is the Boston Red Sox. I just don't think they have enough firepower to get past the Cleveland Indians.
I feel like I know we've talked about, and I don't mean to cut you off, but with the whole Boston thing, I have such Boston sports envy. I feel like I would love those guys if they were Philadelphians.
Well, they're a lot like us,
but it's
except for all the smart Asians up there.
Well, aside from that, I look at it like Pedroia as a perfect example, right? I can't stand Dustin Pedroia.
He's Chase Utley.
Exactly, but he's not. He's from Boston.
He's better.
And
he's grittier. He's a grittier Chase Utley.
I just can't get behind
They both have
anything
terrible
Boston
hair
up
too.
there. But so. I have total Boston sports envy for sure. And speaking of your Red Sox, they open up as a 10-1 to win it all, dropping to 9-1. So a little bit of money coming in on your Bo Sox right there. But that's not where your head's at.
It's not where my head's at. I think in the AL, Cleveland has got a stranglehold on that division. Red Sox can't beat Cleveland.
Okay,
they can't. I mean, they're gonna if they see him, which they are gonna see him if they get past first round. They're going to see him in the ALCS in a 7-game series. I mean, if the Red Sox played him in the first round, they have a chance.
In a 5-game series.
In a 5-game series. Yeah. In a 7-game series,
so pitching gets to him.
Pitching gets to him.
Yep.
But I don't think anybody can beat Cleveland. I think Cleveland's going to be in the World Series, and I think this makes me want to throw up. The Washington Nationals are going to be right there with them. I mean, anybody really could come out of the NL. The NL stinks.
I see it. Yeah, don't you see a lot of teams flopping? Like, I really don't have confidence in the. I mean, they have a great lineup. Even the Dodgers as well. I just get this feeling that they're a great regular season team, but no moxie in the playoffs.
No, zero. I mean,
do we see a repeat?
No,
we don't see a repeat.
No,
okay,
it's the Nationals and Cleveland, and I actually think Cleveland's going to take it this time.
Okay, and at this point right now, that would be the favorite at 9-4. to win. So you're kind of chalked up on that one.
Chalked up on that. But is there a bet to get the Nationals into the World Series?
10-1 at the
10
moment.
to 1 to get into the World Series?
Oh,
Or
to make it to win the pennant? I'm sure there is. I'm not. Well, so
if you can find that, bet it.
so the Dodgers are at 5-2. I mean, that has to be the two chalks, right? 10-1. Well, the Cubs are 10-1 too. You might get a little bit better with the Cubs being at 10-1 too.
Yep.
So that'd be interesting to check out. So maybe a value bet right there is the Nationals winning the NL
I
pennant.
just think they're balanced from top to bottom, and they stayed in first place. They maintained a 15-game lead in first place without Bryce Harper.
Okay.
So they have a solid lineup through and through. Good bullpen, good starting pitching. I think they're built for the postseason.
Any thoughts about with the Houston Astros? It's 6-1 to possibly win it all. I look at that as a possible value. But I mean, that team has just been coasting the whole second half of the year. They were up early in the first.
They're going
half.
to run into a buzzsaw in Cleveland.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think with that, with the lineup they have, I mean, you got your Kluber, you got your Carrasco, two very talented pitchers, but there's a lot of bat in that Houston Astro lineup. So I think Houston could give them a run for money, not necessarily beat them. The Indians bullpen is nasty.
Well, the Indians are going to be playing the Yankees, and Houston's going to be playing the Red Sox. I don't think Houston gets past the Red Sox.
Oh, you think they go out early? Wow.
I think they go out early, but even if they do beat the Red Sox, they're going to run into the Indians in a 7-game series. And I just think that it's the Indians and everybody else.
Is this like basketball with the Western Conference, where the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is as close to as top heavy as you can get.
So then, do you like the Nationals to win it all?
No.
So you won't take that bet. So
no,
they don't beat each other
they
up
don't
enough.
No, they don't. No, I think once you get into the World Series, who's got home field advantage? I don't know about that.
It's the All-Star winner, right?
Yeah.
Didn't the National? Yeah, I think the National League won the All-Star.
So National League has the home field advantage. So that's interesting.
I could be wrong on that, though. Don't quote on that.
If the Nationals have home field advantage, it goes 7. If they don't, then I think Cleveland wins in 5 or 6.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so that's an interesting baseball one. I happen to fancy the Astros in this one. So if I were going to do anything on that, I think I might get involved at a 6-1 to win the dance.
Gotcha. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, I like that. But I do not care for the Dodgers in this case at all. Even with Kersh, I am not necessarily going to be Dodgered up. Anything else kind of grab you on this one?
Heisman.
Heisman.
Let's get to the Heisman. Isn't this Saquon Barkley's Heisman to lose?
You like it too?
It's to lose, right? It's got to be.
He's not the favorite at the moment, which is shocking. But this is a one.
racist.
He was 18-1 preseason to win the Heisman, and I just sat on my thumbs on that one.
Threw a touchdown, didn't he, this past week?
He did throw a touchdown this week. I mean, he wasn't running for anything, so might as well just toss one. So Saquon Barkley shows up right now as 5. He's now.
5th?
He's 5th. Baker Mayfield out of Oklahoma right now is a 5-2 favorite. Mason Rudolph from Oklahoma State, who I can't get that one. They got pummeled by TCU and by Texas Tech as well. Sam Darnold, who was the preseason favorite at 9-2 right now, he's thrown 7 picks already this year, and they just lost to Washington State in a great game.
That was a good game. And let me say something about Sam Darnold. If anybody was going to have a comeback and win and snatch the Heisman, it would be a USC quarterback.
Oh, look at you. Here we go.
Because NCAA Heisman Committee loves them some USC quarterbacks.
Yes, how about that Matty Leinart? Little Carson
Palmer, Matt Leinart. Who else? Who else went there and won a Heisman?
Oh, God.
Matt Barkley didn't win it, but, I mean, he was there for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm blanking.
Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart. That may have been
a recent one, too.
Yeah. But, I mean, Mark Sanchez.
That's it. Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
Sanchez. We know about him over here.
We know, man. I love Sanchez. But, yeah, in my opinion, it's Saquon Barkley's Heisman to lose.
Well, like I said, Barkley rolls in at 12-1. The opening odd for this says 20-1. I saw 18-1. But Saquon Barkley is now down to 12-1. And the highest representative from the Big Ten for sure. So and Lamar Jackson rolls out as 4 with 5-1 odds right now. I can't see Lamar Jackson.
No, they better turn him into a wide receiver if he ever wants to play in the NFL.
Yeah, you're right. And
he can't throw. He can't make NFL throws.
My man's going up against NC State this week, and I got to tell you, again, not a college podcast.
Couple shekels?
Not one.
Couple shekels. And you heard it first. NC State, couple shekels.
NC State. The NFL was terrible to me last week, but college football,
That's your wheelhouse.
That's where
NFL's mine, college is yours.
I will definitely defer. I do not think I'm an NFL expert yet, but college I spent some time
with. Sleeper candidate for, it's got to be a quarterback because it's either a quarterback or a running back, and Saquon Barkley is going to be the only running back in the mix. Okay. Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen. Oh man,
Josh Rosen.
What a player that I just relate to.
He's
Oh,
not only
my
not only
God.
the dark horse, he's the most NFL ready quarterback, and that's going to
Just
be in the draft.
total joke, man. Josh Rosen is a joke. Not a big fan at all. The Quentin Flowers thing is a non-power 5 school from South Florida. The quarterback down there, his odds have dropped significantly. He's 50-1 right now. He started out a lot higher than that. So anyway, there's that. How about some basketball, Dom? Anything basketball wise?
NBA futures.
NBA future.
Is it going to be Cleveland and Golden State again?
Cleveland and Golden State again.
That's it.
You know the Celtics have a higher win total this year than the Cavaliers do.
Well, didn't the Dodgers have a higher win total the last couple of years than anybody else do? And
They did.
Bounced in the first round every year.
So you still say Cleveland is the favorite in the East
Cleveland's
right now.
got the best player in the world.
Okay.
Listen here.
That-
Listen to what I'm saying, universe. LeBron James is the biggest, baddest player on the planet. Simple as that. Best player in the world.
I can't disagree with you. I'm a total LeBron guy. I love LeBron.
Love LeBron.
So
Nate Sexton would love that.
Oh yeah, Nate Sexton joined.
Nate Sexton's on, but yeah, if you got the best player in the world, you're going to the finals. He's been to what, 8 straight?
Has it been that many? It's
Eight
been
straight
8?
finals?
Yeah,
There's a reason why. Because he's good.
it's the coaching.
It's
David
the
Black.
coaching.
It's the David Black. coming
David
out.
Blatt, Tyronn. Think about his coaches: David Blatt, Tyronn Lue, and Spoelstra. Those are the coaches that he's taken to the NBA Finals.
Is Spoelstra a defensive mastermind? I hear all this. He's a great coach. I really feel like you could go out there and roll it out there. You get the suit and the tie, the nice shirt, and all that, and say,
I could
"Well,
be
LeBron, what do you think?"
I could be LeBron's coach. LeBron, see that basket? Put a bunch in there. There you go.
After the game, well, I'd like to thank my coach for the advice that he had just given me right now. Thank you.
LeBron, should I bring somebody in? Okay, get it. LeBron said go. Like, you don't need a coach when you coach LeBron.
I completely agree. And greatest all time?
Yeah.
Greatest all time, right?
I mean, here's the thing. One-on-one, and everybody says Michael Jordan. What about the rings? What about the rings? Yeah. If we're going to go by rings, then Bill Russell's the greatest player on the planet. And if we're going to go by rings, then your boy, Big Shot Bob, is better than Michael Jordan.
My God.
Because he's got 7.
I have a feeling.
I mean, but you can't physically. LeBron James does things that no other basketball player can do or has done.
So if you were building a franchise from soup to nuts, you had your first pick.
LeBron James.
LeBron James, right? Yeah, I would agree with you. I would also take LeBron James. So we were on the same page with that one. Some Warriors and Cavaliers action. No love for the Celtics. Did you see that the GMs got together? Did you see that tweet that came out? The GMs got together to predict their MVP of the league. Russell Westbrook. You know what percentage of the votes Russell Westbrook got?
85?
He got 0%, Dom. 0. Braun got 50. Kevin Durant was like a 19. Kawhi Leonard was up there. Harden, Steph Curry, and then they had Russell Westbrook.
Well, it's a joke that LeBron hasn't won the MVP since he's been in the league.
Well,
It's a joke.
You're preaching to the choir here.
Does Steph Curry play defense?
Not like LeBron. I do think Steph plays a little bit, but I would rather have Steph on me than LeBron.
Okay, so Steph Curry plays. He travels about 30% of the floor because he goes from 3-pointer to 3-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he does. And occasionally he'll travel enough to get to the basket and do a layup.
How about the block on Iguodala 2 finals ago?
Oh, it's amazing.
I mean, if
Can Michael Jordan do that? No.
I don't think so. Not at this age right now. Not at this
he couldn't
age.
do that in his prime. Michael Jordan couldn't get down there that
but
fast.
he was smart because
jump that high and block that
He would
shot.
have Scottie Pippen do it. He would be smart about that.
Or have Dennis Rodman beat the shit out of him.
God. So, all right. Anyway, that's enough of that. All looks good. We're not NHL people. And, again, if you're interested in these odds, please hop onto the Twitter page. We have everything posted up there. You can just follow the Metrics and Mayhem. Or we found this stuff on ESPN Chalk, which if you guys are into this, it's a great website to check out for some articles and even just the live odds to see what we're talking about.
One more thing before we get into the against the spread and the DraftKings and the NFL stuff. I want to pick who I personally think is going to be in the Final Four for NCAA football.
Oh, I love it. Go ahead.
Can you pull up the
odds to win the title?
Well, not just odds, but who's in what right now? Because I have mine. I think our beloved Nittany Lions are going to get screwed over again.
Really?
Oh, they're not going to get screwed over.
Well, by the way, that's Greg Deneo's.
That's Greg Deneo's favorite team. They're not going to get screwed over. They're going to lose to Michigan. They're going to lose to Michigan at home. It's going to happen.
Really?
They're going to lose to Michigan.
Oh, wow.
I think
that might be a sandwich bet on that
Sandwich
one.
bet?
I think we might have a sandwich, but we'll talk about that off air.
I think Michigan's is gonna get into the playoff. I think it's going to be Alabama, Oklahoma, Michigan, and Clemson, and because Alabama's not losing to anybody, like Nick Saban's pissed.
Okay.
Michigan's going to sneak in just because.
Last week was exciting. What was it, 68-3?
Something like that. Yeah, it was a close one. It was barn burner.
Yeah, I remember when they kicked the ball off and it was nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Michigan's going to beat Penn State, and if Penn State beats Michigan, then Penn State's in. It's that division because I don't think Ohio State can beat Penn State or Michigan.
Yeah, Ohio State has definitely been disappointing this year.
I mean, JT Barrett's a shell of himself.
Mm-hmm. With an upgraded offensive coordinator, too.
He's just not a good quarterback.
So.
He just had a good year. He's just not a good quarterback. He's Jamarcus Russell.
The pride of LSU.
But I think Oklahoma and Clemson both have cakewalks.
Okay.
Into, like, they're in the playoffs right now, and they're not going to lose any more games.
So here's how the Oklahoma thing can get interesting. And I understand I'm a little bit more into the weeds with the college football thing. Right now, Oklahoma's undefeated. They play TCU later in the year. If TCU beats Oklahoma and Oklahoma State beats Oklahoma, when we get down towards the end, we could have potentially 3 teams rolling in at 11-1. Situation like we had, what was it, like 3 or 4 years ago with Baylor, where Baylor got screwed and all that. Yeah. So you could have Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, and TCU all as 11-1 teams towards the end of the year.
I just don't think Oklahoma's going to lose.
You don't think Oklahoma's going to lose? Okay.
No, I think what we're going to see is we're going to see Oklahoma team that goes undefeated, a Clemson team that goes undefeated.
Okay.
Alabama goes undefeated.
Right.
And I guess Michigan would have to go undefeated too, because if I have them beating Penn State, they're not going to lose to Ohio State and still make it into the playoffs. Because then we have that issue again. We have Ohio State beating Michigan, Michigan beating Penn State, and then Penn State's going to beat Ohio State. So it's one of those things. So I just think that the top 4 teams is going to be Alabama, Oklahoma, Michigan, Clemson, and they're all going to go undefeated.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm not
because it can't be Georgia. Georgia isn't playing anybody worth anything.
Yeah, but they have pretty convincing wins. Georgia's nasty. I agree with you. I don't think they make the conversation. I do happen to think that Penn State will outplay Michigan. I'm not a fan of Michigan's offense, and Penn State's efficiency on defense is pretty impressive to the point where I feel like that would be the only disagreement we have. I like Alabama, I like Oklahoma, and I don't like Clemson, but I know they're going to get in.
They're going to get in. Yeah, I think it's going to be Alabama 1, Oklahoma 2, Michigan 3, Clemson 4.
So at that right there, no matter where it shakes out, whether it's Michigan or Penn State, we're both looking at 15-1 odds for that team winning the championship, which, if you get to the dance, anything can happen in 2 weeks. So at 15-1,
if you want to put a couple shekels, like on Michigan and Penn State, at this point they're both 15-1 odds. Go throw it on there.
That might not be a bad deal. Again, another thing that I was going to get to, along with ESPN Chalk, a website that I follow pretty regularly, and I used when I was starting out with this, money line and against the spread play and all that stuff. BangTheBook.com. The gentleman who runs that, his name's Adam Burke. He runs a podcast as well. It's a tremendous podcast. It goes out daily. Much more heavy on the analytics than what you're getting here from us. They have professional handicappers from Vegas that comment in. So it's a little bit much more intense on the number side than what we're providing you here. Not that one's better or worse than the other, but just kind of a heads up as to what they're into. But they have a free sports book on there where if you're looking to practice and see what this scene is like, it's great to use. It's all free. You just have to sign up for an account, and you have a fake bankroll, and it lets you see how long you can hang, or if you can hang, or if you can make a couple bucks doing this. So if you're interested in it, you want to try, it might not be a bad site to check out. I love it. I use it every day. It's a fun one to get involved with. So again, that's bangthebook.com, and I would highly recommend, if you're into the analytics side, checking out their podcast as well. He does great work.
Make sure it's Bang the Book, because I think there's a website called Bang Book.
Is that right?
And I think it's just a bunch of dudes just having sex with books.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So
yeah, making sure it's Bang the Book.
We're going to make sure that we get the in there. Yeah. That's B-A-N-G.
Bang the Book.
Yeah.
If you come across Bang Bus, enjoy yourself.
No. Yeah, don't tweet that out on the Metrics Mayhem page. So I think that'll do it. So we're going to take a brief break.
And then we'll get into the NFL stuff.
We're going to get into the NFL stuff. So for everybody on the live feed, you're going to see what happens between the scenes.
I got some electric stuff coming up, so you want to stick around.
All right, we'll do that. So I'm going to get our audio all set up, and everybody stay tuned. We'll be back in the very near future. All right, everybody, we are back. And in our next segment right here, we're going to get into our Metrics and Mayhem Eliminator and Against the Spread pool. And we are at 29 good players left inside of this Eliminator pool. Dominic is one of the 29 left, and I unfortunately bit the bullet this week. The metrics are out. We watched Matt Ryan on a 4th and 1 from Buffalo 10 not be able to get it done. An Atlanta team that lost Julio Jones and Mo Sanu.
Oh, your boy.
I love
He's
me.
gone.
Love me some Mo Sanu. So
I think he's retiring, too. So you have to find another DraftKings guy.
even still, that's not going to be a problem. Even still losing those two guys, Buffalo's defense is legit.
Yeah, pretty good.
They're not too bad.
They look
so
pretty good.
Thumbs up to that Sean McDermott, who the Eagles didn't think could coach at all.
No, I think he can coach. Good decision getting rid of Rex.
Yeah, I would say so.
A little
The
bit.
defense looks alive. So Shawnee boy, and that after the game conference, I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan at all. I was a little excited for him.
Nobody circles the wagons
Nobody.
like those Buffalo Bills.
Oh, man. But they did take me down, and I think 7 of our pool countermates. We also lost some Dallas Cowboy action, which I believe was a call by this guy over here. He had a very strong week.
Very
this past
strong week.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say that not only the Cowboys are not going to cover, they're going to lose outright.
Yeah, that's true.
And they did.
And they did.
Outright.
Yeah, that was a great call. Outright. So we definitely are a big fan of your plays last week, and
Big fan of my plays this week,
now
too.
that we are, I guess it's just you representing the Metrics
It's
Mayhem
just-
podcast and the Eliminator. Let's still do our same segment where we have 3 teams that are our biggest favorites. We only have one team that is larger than a touchdown favorite this week, and that'd be those Pittsburgh Steelers. They're a 8.5-point favorite. We also have New England right now with a 5.5-point favorite, and your Philadelphia Eagles, Dom, as a 6.5-point favorite over the Cardinals. So, out of those 3, do you have one that's probably going to be the Eliminator picks this week? Do you have one that's going to break hearts?
Yep.
Go ahead.
New England.
Really?
New England.
Thursday night?
Thursday night game.
Whoa.
That defense is tissue paper.
Oh, look at you.
New England's defense is garbage. It's full of holes.
Wow.
It's Swiss cheese. It's like Jeff Liano's underwear after Thanksgiving dinner. Full of holes and dirty.
Thanks, Jeff. And if you could send a picture over, Jeff, thanks. That's going to DM Hustle 33.
I'm not as confident saying that I think that not as confident as I was last week with the Rams beating the Cowboys, with the Tampa Bay beating New England. But I do think Tampa Bay covers.
Tampa Bay covers this week at home, a 5.5-point dog.
5.5. How you a 5.5-point dog
Wow.
at home
With that
Again,
defense, huh?
with a defense that just gives up points to everybody.
After the Cam Newtons went in there and pointed the finger at Tom Brady and at the media saying...
it's a short week, too.
It's a short week.
Short week. That's never good for a defense.
Especially on the road.
Yeah, on the road.
Right.
Short week on the road. 3-hour flight.
Okay.
Going from New England to Tampa. I don't see it. So I think if any team out of those 3 are going to lose, it's going to be New England.
That's very interesting. Myself, the metrics over here, and again, out of the Eliminator pool, so take this, with a grain of salt.
Uh-oh.
They're due for a letdown. The Wentz wagon is due for a letdown. This is a game that they definitely should win. An Arizona team that's just bad, coming across country
Yeah, I was
for
gonna say
a 1
that.
o'clock game.
You know
I
my
get
feelings
it.
about across country.
I get it. I know where you're at. This team's just due for a letdown.
Well, I don't think they cover.
Okay.
But I think they
But you
still
do
win.
think
I
they
still
win?
think they win. I will. You know my policy on betting the Eagles. I do not. I only bet for the Eagles. I never bet against them. Just because I don't want to find myself in a situation where I want them to not win by 35, 40 points.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't think Philly is going to cover, but I think they win.
Okay. Fair enough. I think out of those 3, I mean, Pittsburgh's as good of a lock as you're going to get at home against Jacksonville. The Tom Terrifics, that's a very interesting call right there. But I think I'm going to roll with our Philadelphia Eagles, sadly enough, as I wear my Wentz jersey right now.
Well, that's why you're out of the eliminator pool, and I'm still going.
That's very true. I can't combat that at all.
In your face.
And we will, why don't we roll that right into the against the spread pool there,
Why don't you take this one?
You want to take this one?
Yeah, go from the top.
All right. Well, we'll start out with... I'd like to, again, point out that I was 6-0 in college this past weekend.
That's great. This is an NFL betting podcast.
I didn't hear... Anywho, the metrics roll out a very smooth 1-4 against the spread this week, which plummeted us in the standings, and that is not good for business over here. 1-4 weekend, that's not going to get it done, especially when you roll out a 4-1.
4-1. Yeah.
It's a tremendous week for you, and puts you back up the top with our good buddy Mark Petrogani.
Coming for you, Mark.
Who you guys are both knotted
Couple
up
hiccups,
at,
but I'm coming for you.
I think you're at 11 wins.
Yep, I'm
Both
11 and 20.
11?
Or 11 and 9. 11 and 9. I'm not satisfied with 11 and 9. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I back on top where I belong.
Okay. We had one game that we had in common this past week, and that would be those San Francisco 49ers, those San Francisco covering 49ers.
Love those covering Niners.
With the plus 7.5, so we hit that one. So on picks where we're in common, we are 2-1 for the year. And as we said before, this contest is modeled after the Westgate Super Contest out in Vegas, where, again, you pick 5 teams against the spread. It's a $5,000 entry, and at the end of 17 weeks, whoever has the most wins the tournament. Right now, Dom, there are 2 contestants in the Super Contest that are 17-3 against the spread. That is
those
incredible.
guys are good.
They are for real. I mean, the NFL is I thought next to impossible to handicap, and my results prove that it's next to impossible. But these cats are 17-3. There's 2 of them.
They'll come back down there a little bit.
You would have to if you have to think, right?
I mean, historically, I know the first couple weeks Vegas kind of takes a beating, but then they make up for it in the back half, just because teams start to get hurt. It's harder to handicap. So yeah, they're going to start coming back down to earth.
Okay,
they are. I won't.
I'll tell you go 17-3 in a contest like that. You put 5 G's in it, right? Do you start to overthink yourself or maybe fade yourself at all?
You
or
have
do you roll?
to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's human nature, right?
I don't know. I feel like
It's
you get a roll on
you
that.
got that 4-shot lead at the Masters, and you got Dustin Johnson and Spieth behind you. You start to you start to coast a little bit. You think I'm smelling myself a little bit.
You got an easy 3-6 spare in the 10th frame and you open sort of thing.
And you open.
All right. Well, 2 guys at 17-3, or actually I can't say that. 2 human beings at 17-3. I'm not sure of the gender.
We're not sexist over here.
We are not at all. So whoever those 2 contestants are at 17-3, job well done to you. Well, why don't we get into our picks then for this week coming up? This is week 5. You want me to fire on mine?
Good.
All right. Well, we are going to start out. We're not going to play the Thursday game over here. I learned my lesson. I bared down on the Chicago Bears, and that just bared my ass down, which is no good. Man, how bad did the Miami Dolphins look? Are they terrible or what?
They are awful.
The Jay Cutlers are just awful. They go to London and get shut out by the defensive prowess of the New Orleans Saints.
Jesus.
They come back home. There's got to be some sort of a delay, and just the flight going out, coming back in. They're 2.5-point dogs at home to a Tennessee Titans team that just got the doors blown off of them by that Deshaun Watson-led Houston Texans team. So I think they come in a little pissed off, and I haven't seen anything. I saw a funny tweet about Miami where it said something about Jay Cutler not being heard. Did you see that?
Yeah. It's and another one I saw was in his defense, he did try to retire. So we can't blame Jay Cutler. He did want to retire.
Yeah. So
you offered $10 million to anybody. I'd punch my mother in the face for $10 million. Sorry, Mom.
The $10 million man. Wow. But anyway, I am going to fade the $10 million man, and I am going to roll with the Tennessee Titans on the road in Miami, laying 2.5 points.
Okay.
Sticking with the road, I watched that Cam Newton interview at the end of that Patriots game, and let's just say I was inspired. And we are going to roll. We are all Cam. It's Cam against the world. It's been Cam against the world. It's the Baka Hans against the world. I'm all in on this Carolina Panthers team, and 45% of the tickets are with me as well. We're going to take the 3.5 points against the Lions team that is number 1 in turnover differential in the NFL right now. Okay. They are +9, I think it was. +9 or +10. That's a number that I think is definitely inclined to come down a little bit. I think Matthew Stafford's going to get a little happy feet. Maybe the fumbles aren't going to bounce their way, but I'll take my Carolina Panthers and 3.5 points on the road to go to 4-1 on the year. Rolling on with another great team. How about those high-flying Cincinnati Bengals? A team that just put it on the Cleveland Browns this past week, and they host the Buffalo Bills, who broke my frigging heart. So this might be an anger pick.
I think it is an anger pick.
It might be a straight anger, hate pick, whatever it is. I am fading the Bills, and 30% of the population is with me, which is not a lot. I like that. I like being contrarian on that. We're laying 3.5 points. Does that line smell fishy to you? A 1-3 Bengals team laying 3.5 points to a 3-1 Bills team. Smells like a little fugazi to me.
Fugazi?
So I'm going to take that as a sign that back those Cincinnati Bengals, that Marvin Lewis, and lay the 3.5 points. I got to back an 0-4 team.
I knew you were going to do this.
And I'm going to play the freaking New York Football Giants, and it breaks my heart. I'm using the West Coast to East Coast theory. It's an early game. The Giants have to win a game, right? I don't necessarily think Phillip Rivers. If Phillip Rivers doesn't win last week's game, they don't have to win a game all year. It's terrible. The Giants' offensive line, they suck. They're getting better. They took Tampa to the end of it. They lost the game. It's 3.5 points. I thought this was a hard week to play teams, so I don't want to say I fell in love with that one, but enough where I was willing to select it as one of my 5.
Okay.
And Dom, there it is right there.
Chicago.
I swear to God, I'm not over this Bears team. I've taken them every week. I'm bearing down on my Chicago Bears at home on Monday night against those Case Keenums and the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take 29% of the population with me. We're going to pick up 2.5 points at home, and we're going to play it against Minnie.
So those are very solid picks, very interesting picks.
So Tennessee, Carolina, Cincinnati, the Giants, and then on Monday night with the Chicago Bears. Go ahead, brother.
Well, interesting picks. I hope you do well.
No, you don't.
I hope you do well on one of them at least, because we have an alike pick. We have an alike pick, and you're going to hear it in a sec. So my first pick is going to be, you know me, my Thursday love, and I think I'm perfect on the year on Thursday.
3-0, right? Yeah.
3-0. I think I'm perfect on the year on Thursday. Well, we're going to be a 4-0 because I'm taking those Tampa Bay
you called
Devil
that one
Rays.
The Devil Rays.
Yeah,
huh? Okay.
Tampa Bay Bucks. I love them.
Fair enough.
Tampa, I saw the rookie. It made me think of the Devil Rays. So, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 5.5. Home dog.
Home dog.
Home dog.
To the touchdown Tom Terrifics.
To the touchdown Tom Terrifics with a tissue paper defense.
Very nice.
I love this pick.
Does the game go over, do we think?
Oh, it's definitely going over.
That's an over line? Okay.
That's an over line if I ever heard one.
All right.
This next pick, love it. I love
That's
it.
so unlike you to be
Love
so
this pick.
pompous about your
I'm
picks.
picking 2 of the worst teams. I'm betting the game that's 2 of the worst teams in the NFL.
Go ahead.
I am taking the 1.5 with I'm the Jets versus Cleveland.
Yeah.
The Jets at Cleveland getting a point and a half.
Yeah.
A Jets team doesn't look as bad as everybody
They're
thought.
2-2,
They're
brother.
2-2. They're getting a point against the worst team in the league. Point and a half against the worst team in the league. Okay. Sure.
Doesn't it feel good to bet the Jets and win?
It
Win. That's the important thing. If you bet the Jets and lose, you hate yourself. But if you win,
so
you're
I'm
a
taking the
genius.
Jets plus 1.5.
Okay, I
against
like it.
Cleveland. I'm riding with my Texans. Another home dog.
Okay.
Another home dog. HD.
They have Kansas City this week, right?
Kansas City coming off an emotional game. Deshaun Watson. What I tell you?
Emotional game for bettors.
What did I tell you about Deshaun Watson beginning of the season?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Limelight wasn't too big for him.
What did I say? Limelight is not too big for him. The kid is a monster. Getting a 1.5 home dog
Against the Fat Andes.
against a fat. No, he's slimming down.
A little bit.
He's slimming down. So
Big,
slim
he's a
Andes.
big boned Andy. Big bone.
So I'm taking Houston, getting a 1.5.
Wow.
At home.
Very interesting. Okay.
My next pick is going to be a team that has another team going cross country,
Okay.
and they just lost their quarterback.
They did.
Yeah, I am going to take those Raiders.
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
Okay.
Giving 3.5
Yep.
to the Baltimore Ravens,
Ravens.
who just can't seem to get out of their own way. They're just a team that just does not travel well.
Okay.
They don't travel
Does
well.
Harbaugh get fired and we pick him up?
I hope so.
Right.
I hope
Okay.
so. That they're set. It doesn't seem like it's setting up that way.
I have no problems with it all.
It doesn't
I have
seem
no
like
problems.
we're gonna go 9-7.
And this guy has no problems right here.
Look at that.
Look at
Look
this
at
guy.
that thing. Look at that. First home run ball ever. First and only.
Look at that. I remember that pitch. like it was
114-foot fence.
yesterday. Right.
But, I'm taking the Raiders, giving 3.5 against the Ravens.
Okay.
And my pick that's in common with you, I'm going to bear down.
You're going to bear it down with me?
I'm going to bear it down.
I
I'm taking
love it.
another home dog, getting 2.5 points against those Minnesota sleeveless Sammy.
Yeah,
without Sammy
sans sleeves. That's right. That's
Sans
wife
sleeves.
beater. That's wife beater.
Case,
The Case Keenums.
Case Keenums. Yep. So, so I'm taking Tampa Bay, the Jets. Ooh. Houston, Chicago, and the Raiders.
There it is. Well, those are our 5, and if you would still like to join us, it's never too late to hop in our Against the Spread pool. The Eliminator pool is done, so you can't get involved in that one, hopefully for next year if you're interested. But we have that. If you want to get in the Against the Spread pool, please reach out to us, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, and we'll send you guys the links to get you all set up. And the more the merrier. Please spread the word. We would love to have as many people involved as we can.
And please reach out to me on Twitter, DM Hustle33. I probably won't even see it. But
There
still
it is.
reach out. It'll be nice.
All right, cool. Well, that's going to take care of that part. We're going to take another quick break, get our DraftKings segment up and running. So if you guys are hanging on the live feed, thanks for joining us. We'll be right back soon. And to everybody else, please stay tuned. We'll be back soon. Where you going?
Look at that.
It's a halo coming down over you. The sun is at the right angle. Did you see this right here on the live feed with Jeff?
Makes you want to hit him with a plastic bat again?
Jeff wants to come at you with a bat.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Was that one of our funniest episodes?
Funniest things
That was
I've
a
ever
great
seen.
time.
Jeff running away from me chasing him and just scorpioning him right on the ground. If anybody knows what a scorpion is, it's when your feet come over and slap the back of your head,
Classic.
hitting the ground.
God, that was a great time.
Yeah.
Again, everybody reaching out on the live feed, everybody who's joining us, we appreciate you listening, man. This is very, very cool, you guys. And this is the Metrics and Mayhem podcast. We're going to get into our DraftKings segment right now. DraftKings has been very, very good to the metrics. Dom has just been a shit mess on DraftKings. This is our 4th win in a row. It was nice to have some new blood in there to beat up on those guys, so that was fun. But rather than just hash on old news, Dom, why don't we just get right to the nuts and bolts of it?
Let's get to the nuts and bolts of it.
Why don't I let you take care of this?
I'm going to try to
Dom?
put it together a team that actually competes this week.
Let's see what we can do.
For a change.
All right.
And I'm going to start off with my stud quarterback.
Go ahead.
On your squad, on your fantasy squad, Mr. Jameis Winston.
Is that right?
Jameis Winston, yeah.
Wow,
Going
okay.
against a tissue paper New England defense.
How much are we dropping on James
6,000.
this week? 6,
Kind of a
jeez.
bargain
Okay.
for a quarterback. But then I'm going to break the bank
Go ahead.
for this next pick. Going up against Green Bay, that Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, God.
I know. Jeff's going
Do
to be
you
happy.
hear that, Jeff?
Jeff's going to be happy. I'm taking Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh,
$8,800.
8,800.
Yeah, that's a Maserati.
Right to bail money.
That's
God.
He's getting a little fat, too. You
A
see
little
that?
bit, yeah. I saw
You know,
so
little
mine.
Eddie Lacy.
Yeah.
Little Eddie Lacy. He's a
Eddie-
professional athlete.
Eddie's big,
yeah.
too. Yeah, I'm not a professional athlete.
But then I'm gonna save a little bit of money. And I'm gonna take Frank Gore.
Oh, you busted my balls last week for the Frank Gore.
Taking Frank. Oh, I gotta save money somehow. So
Don't
I
talk about
got.
my team like that.
So I got my running backs are Ezekiel Elliott, Frank Gore.
Okay.
My wide receivers, Keenan Allen.
Oh, is that right?
Keenan Allen.
This squad's loading up with Baca Hans.
A little bit. Well, I gotta copy the master because apparently you're so much.
Well, that's
better
what
than I
we
am.
talked about last week. Fading the Baca Hans has proved
Yeah.
to be great.
Fading the Baca Hans. And then next wide receiver, Chris Hogan.
Chris
My
Hogan.
boy.
That's a Dom Melchior pick
That's
right
a Don
there.
Melchior pick. Chris
Like that?
Hogan.
Okay.
$6,100.
$6,100.
Not
Wow, that's
expensive.
Man, I don't that name. I mean, he's a stud.
Yeah.
But $6,100.
$6,100 is not bad.
He was bagging groceries at Wegmans a few weeks
Keenan
ago.
Allen $7,200. So
Okay.
that was a little bit more expensive. This last pick, real cheap.
Okay, go ahead.
Deshaun Jackson.
Man, you are all buccaneered up.
I am buccaneered up.
How are you not wearing orange and white right now? Those are your colors.
It's red. It's red and black now.
Oh, come on, bro. It's always orange.
It's always
and white.
orange and white with the thing sticking out of the mouth. With the
That's
knife.
what the Buccaneers will be to me. They
Gotcha.
got that gray and black thing, but still.
So yeah, the Buccaneers are my team this week. That I'm taking
Wow.
them, and I'm taking them, two of them in draft.
What's Deshaun running you?
5,400? He's less than Chris Hogan. He ain't happy about that.
Okay.
Tight end. My ball sack hurts. my ball sack hurts. So yeah, I'm taking Big Zach.
You're going. That's a big chunk too. For
That's
Zach.
a big chunk. $6,200 for a tight end. For a tight end. But
Whoa.
my balls. My ball sack hurts.
My balls. It's a great story.
My flex player, another tight end.
Go ahead.
Eric Ebron.
Whoa!
I
Look
gotta
at you.
come out with another tight end. It's just mainly because I had to spend it somewhere.
I understand.
And then my defense, the Rams at home versus Seattle.
The Lambs.
That putrid Seattle
Yeah,
offense.
they are not happening by any stretch
And the Rams
of
are playing
imagination.
well. So
They are.
yeah. So we're gonna go Winston, Elliott, Gore, Allen, Hogan, Jackson, Ertz, Ebron, and the Rams.
We have one player in common. Would you like to take a guess on who that player is?
Frank Gore.
Frank, I want to score Gore. That's right. That's a value
Frank
play.
Gore.
4,400. I love that pick. In the words of, hey, I love that pick.
I love it.
So I like the Frank Gore pick. But let's go back up to the top, Dom. We're going to have some action on Thursday night, aren't we?
You got Tom Terrific?
Tommy Terrific,
Woo!
bro. Love me a little Tommy
It's gonna be a
Terrific.
shootout.
This game going shootout. And if it's not, we're both going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel for points. But I'm going to roll with the Tom Brady's. I'm laying 8 G's on Tommy. Pretty penny. Yeah. We had a running back duo last week of Frank Gore and LeGarrette Blount. And you know what they did, Dom? They got the job done.
Did they? You going back to
You
it?
show up to work for the Bakahans, you're coming back to work for the Bakahans. LeGarrette Blount at 4,200 and Frank Gore at 4,400 for the running backs.
That's a Bill Belichick type number right there. He gets good players for cheap.
That's what we have to do. We think it's a
Money ball.
passing league. So you seem to like this Tampa Bay team. How about that Mike Evans, Dom?
Okay.
Give me Mike Evans at 7,900.
Well, I would have loved to have Mike Evans, but I needed to go cheap.
Give me AJ Green for 8,200. Wow. And give me Jordy Nelson for 8,100.
Man, you broke the bank.
Chalk for the receivers, bro.
You broke the bank.
Mike Evans, AJ Green, Jordy Nelson.
I'm a little nervous now.
Well, how about, I'll tell you what, Dom. How about that O.J. Howard out of Tampa Bay? You seem to like that squad.
I do like O.J.
And I don't know. Maybe I might like him too. For $2,700, I'd take a little ride with O.J. Howard, the pride of Alabama.
See, I was going to do O.J. Howard too, but then I had Deshaun Jackson on my team, and
Okay.
I didn't want to. I did that last week with the Falcons. I loaded up on Falcons, and it bit
Loaded
me
up
in
on
the
the
ass.
wrong ones. Yep, I hear you. I'm going to take Travis Benjamin as a flex as a starting receiver going up against the Giants on the road at 4 Gs. And I'll load up on those Carolina Panthers, Dom, on defense. 2,500. That's it. Against Detroit for a team that I think is due for a little regression with the turnover luck. So that's my squad. It's going to be Brady, Blount, Gore, Mike Evans, A.J. Green, and Jordy Nelson.
Sounds like we have a lot of the same matchups, just different players on those matchups. So we'll see.
It'll be good. O.J. Howard, Travis Benjamin, and the Panthers defense. So that'll be the DraftKings portion.
DraftKings
right?
portions.
Right now, 4-0 over here. So if you want to get involved in that, again, please reach out to us on the social media outlets, and we will send you out the link. All free. Once we get a following, maybe of 20 or 25, maybe we drop a couple units on this and make this a little bit more interesting.
Units.
But for right now, just for fun, please feel free to join us. We'd love to have any and all of you. So we're going to take another quick break, get to our Donato's Pizzeria Week 4 review, and we'll wrap up after that. So thanks for sticking around, everybody. We'll be back in a minute. About that new segue music that's rolling in right there.
It sounds very custom.
Yeah?
It sounds like a person who, with an extensive history of music, put it together.
Is that right?
It's fantastic. I love it. Who did that?
Well, why don't we leave the composer a little nameless for a second? But let's just say it wasn't you and somebody who's heavily involved in this podcast.
Heavily involved in the podcast, but not me.
But it's not you.
Yeah,
we'll give that one away to the people. So we got a comment here from John Liano letting us know that even he beat Dom at DraftKings.
That's cool. Everybody beat me in DraftKings. That's fine. You're not special. Everybody beat me. If you were the only one to beat me in DraftKings, then I'd say pat yourself on the back. But everybody beat me.
And I think people enjoy that part of the experience. I think people really like beating you. I really do.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I take great pleasure. It doesn't happen as often as I'd like. So when it does, we have to take advantage of those special moments in our life.
Well,
so.
when you're on top, everybody wants to come at the throne.
This is true. Speaking of which, when we're on top, I got an email today from our Fantasy Football League, and it said that Potbelly was power ranked as the #1 team. I'd say nay, and I have to kind of tip the cap over to my counterpart over here, Hit That Blunt. But regardless, you boys are off to a significant start over the rest of the league with Hit That Blunt, and coming off of what we could say is a Melchior over an Abood butt whipping this past week.
Oh, it was a spanking.
There was some damage done by Hit That Blunt over my lovely wife, Jenna Abood, and your wife took care of my father-in-law, so it was a Melchior takeover this weekend. Any thoughts on that one?
Melchior's own the Aboods.
All right. Well,
simple as that, right?
Apparently this week you did.
There are certain families who rise to power and certain families who just serve.
Okay.
And it seems like the Melchiors are ones that, rule over the Aboods.
We rule over the Aboods. You also ruled over the Phillipses as well, so let's not just limit it to that. You've been
a little bit over tear, but it took a huge step back.
You did.
Yeah.
What happened?
That's probably why I'm not number one in the power rankings.
Oh, no.
Mr. Dalvin Cook.
What happened to Dalvin Cook?
He's
great.
He died
Oh,
on the field.
no.
Or at least his leg did.
Oh, my God. Did you see that?
I can't believe it. Like I purposely picked young running backs to avoid this type of issue.
And I'm actually mad at myself because the whole weekend I was going to get you a sympathy card, a condolences card to give to you right now, and I completely forgot. So I got to do a better job there. But I got to tell you, it broke all of our hearts in the league to watch Dalvin Cook go down. We know how many leagues you have him in.
Every single one of them. Every one of my leagues I have Dalvin Cook.
It breaks our hearts. So we're not sure how Hit That Blunt's going to move forward. We don't really care, but we're eager to check that out.
Make some trades. We're looking to make some trades on Hit That Blunt. So please reach out. Anybody's up for grabs.
How about one score I'd like to bring up? Those Bakahans projected this week to win by 1/100th of a point. Pretty accurate. The Bakahans win by just over 1 point over IPS, so a very close game.
That's a Vegas
at
line.
that. So that was very good work by CBS Sportsline to call out that pick. But the Bakahans rolling out now on a 1-game winning streak and 1-0 in the division, Dom, if I could say. Any thoughts on that one?
Well, you win one tomorrow, and that's called a winning streak. Isn't that what Lou Brown always said?
Well,
on Major League?
Is that right?
Yeah.
1-1 now, and then you're on a winning streak?
Yeah.
All right.
Win one tomorrow, and that's called a winning streak.
I like that.
So you're on the verge of a winning streak.
We are on the verge of one. We have not had that experience yet. We are looking forward to finding what that actually feels like. But 3 teams in our division right now battling it out at 2 and 5. A significant amount of direct happening right here. We have it up on the iPad we're looking at down here.
I don't pay attention to the standings because I just know where I'm at.
Dom is, as advertised, up top, knotted up with the Consiglieres at 5 and 2.
Unreal.
Which is terrible. It's just bad for the league.
It's bad for the league because we have all 3 Lianos up to the top of the leaderboard. It makes you want to throw up.
Yeah, they are. They're very much so at the top, very much a presence in this league. Bald Dog this week loses Julio Jones, and he gets slammed by Potbelly this week, which I guess throws Potbelly up into the top of the power rankings, which I don't necessarily agree with. But anyway, Bald Dog. How does Bald Dog recover from losing Julio Jones?
Did he lose it for the year? Is Julio out for the year?
I think it's a couple weeks from what I saw. But how does Bald Dog recover from that blow?
He doesn't.
Okay. And there you have it. Bald Dog in a world of hurt.
In a world of hurt.
And that's what you get for not taking a quarterback with the first pick. He threw off the whole draft, right?
Yeah, it's bad juju.
Terrible juju.
Aaron Rodgers will get you, and he got him.
Okay. Well, there it is. So that happens. We cover the Melchiors. All jacked up. Stepping up over Baby Got Dak in a game that we thought was a Baby Got Dak roll. Turns out all jacked up, comes up big, knocking down the Lianos. So we appreciate your work.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Steven. We appreciate all that you're doing for us. So that was nice. However, our buddy Jeff Liano, who is here on the live feed, with an absolute roll, 155.4 to 109 over Cursed Philly fan. Jeff up at 5 and 2, and as I said, on your tail right now for top of the division.
Yeah, it's always sad when the guy who's had the least amount of points scored against him is in second place. Or tied for first, I should say. He's tied for first with me.
He has not even broken the 800 point yet.
So. Everybody else has scored at least 800, 900 points. Jeff hasn't even broken into the 800 points against. And, screw him.
Well, how about this? Let's get a look at the Bakahans rolling up second with 945 points against. People are showing up to play the Bakahans, and we don't necessarily have the defense for them.
No, you don't.
We have not worked out that problem yet.
You're the Saints of the last 4 years.
Yes, exactly. So we're looking to try to minimize the amount of hurt that's happening in that world. So that's not necessarily happening. We have some very significant action coming up this next week in the Dopai League. The Consigs. They travel to the Bakahans. And you know what broke my heart this week? And I have to be honest because I know Jeff is watching right now.
Who's on a bye?
I didn't check out bye weeks yet. I don't know. Is it like Atlanta is on a bye this week? It might be that division where people. I don't know. I didn't look up the byes. I don't want to say anything. But anyway, the Consigs at 5 and 2, only a slight favorite at the Bakahans. But Jeff does hold. It kills me to say this. Our career series.
Does he really?
He holds the lead in fantasy.
But what is it?
I think it was 15 to 11, and Jeff will probably correct me if I'm not wrong.
It's significant.
Yeah, Jeff has, I don't want to say owned me, but definitely holds the series over us. So we're looking to right that wrong ship, and Jeff is letting me know that it's not his problem that our teams suck. And
It's not. He's
it's
right on
not
that
their
one.
problem. I
It's
can't
not,
say.
yeah.
But I have no problem with the Bagahans right now. All we need to do is score more than the person we're playing. We don't have to put up a ton of points. It's just outscore our
101
opponent.
to 100.
That's right.
That's a win's a win.
A win is a win is a win. So
It's a double in the scorebook.
we
That's what they
have
say.
we have Bald Dog and Belichick yourself. This one looks to be a very close matchup this week. I'm wondering about the Julio thing. If Julio plays, I think that's a problem for Bald Dog. Belichick yourself, after getting all pissed off about her team's performance to start the year, maybe some angry words going on in the locker room at Belichick yourself. Dom, any thoughts on that one?
Well, she is a little angry these days. Maybe it's the hormones. Maybe it's the baby.
Okay,
I don't know.
maybe it is.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, so if you didn't pick up on that, April 22nd, keep that day open. There's going to be a new addition to
Look at
the.
you. Are you serious? You? Did you?
Did you?
Oh, come here. Come here. Yeah. You son
I
of
wanted
a-
to sneak that
You
in there.
bastard, you.
I wanted to sneak that in
Look
there.
at you.
So yeah, I wanted to see the look on your face on the podcast.
Oh.
We were trying to figure out the best way to break the news. And I thought, let me break the news to Earl, see if I can slide one by her.
Look
But I
at
slid
that,
by her
man.
for a second. Then you're like, wait a minute, what did you just say when I said?
I thought, come here, you bastard.
Oh, you just moved it, but it works.
Oh, I did.
But yeah,
look
so
at that.
yeah,
That's
so it's
beautiful.
probably the hormones.
Well,
you
then
know?
I take it all back.
You
Lori,
know.
congratulations for beating me, Lori. Do whatever the hell you want. You're doing great.
Jeff coming in with the holy shit, no way, really.
Look at this. Here we go.
Here they come. Yes,
Jeff, not our problem that your language is terrible. Come on, bud. We've got all kinds of viewers here.
yeah. So April 22nd,
April 22nd.
another Melchior coming into the world.
I have a gig that night, man. So good luck.
Okay,
All right.
appreciate
let
that.
me know. We'll reach
Yeah.
out in May. We'll let you know how
Well,
it's
let me-
going.
let me know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Good.
All right. Well,
So-
we got to talk about that in a little bit.
Yes, we will.
That's very good. No breeze for all jacked up against Potbelly.
Did I get you flustered a little bit?
Well, yeah, I'm excited for it, man. That's wonderful, man. That's great news. The Drew Breezes are no longer with the All Jacked Ups, and they head into Potbelly Pig Farm this week. Any thoughts on that one?
I think Potbelly's going to go to 6-2.
Potbelly at 6-2.
You know, I'm eating my words for what I said earlier in the year with Potbelly not making the playoffs. He looks solid.
Okay.
He looks solid team.
Fair
I eat my
enough.
words, Potbelly. I apologize.
How about hit that blunt? And this is a very interesting. I mean, I know you guys are in a very interesting family dynamic at the moment right now, which we just found out about. But you're looking to add a kicker this week. Right now, your kicker is on the bye. Whoever your kicker was, I happen to notice that you are kickerless this
I'm
week.
kickerless this week. I did put an ad drop in for a kicker, though.
We'll get to that. This has proven to win you a championship before with coming to pick up a kicker, so this could be a very significant. Does Sebastian Janikowski make the ad drop list?
Is he even playing?
Against IPS? You never know, but that's who you have this week. So,
No.
is it that kind of thing?
It's not that kind of thing.
Oh,
I wish
okay.
I could pick him up, but I am picking up the pride of the Philadelphia
He's
Eagles.
it's a stud pick, man.
I like to. Me and my boys, we watched the game
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday, and we renamed Jake Elliott Big Dick Elliott.
Big Dick Elliott.
Big Dick Elliott. 'Cause
Okay.
did you see the swagger he had?
A little bit.
After that first field goal he missed with the Eagles, and then he kicked the 61-yard field goal. He had such a calm swagger about him last game. Everything was right down the middle.
Yeah, it
Bing,
was.
bing, bing, and it didn't even look like he was trying.
Yeah, 45s, 50s,
Yeah,
right down the middle.
45s, 50, right down the middle. So Big Dick Elliott, he's
Grande Pecker Elliott.
Grande Pecker. I mean, I gotta add a kicker, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I
would
can't.
say so.
I mean, Justin Tucker's the best kicker in the league, so I'm not dropping Justin Tucker.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick up Elliott for a week and then, send him on his way.
And there it is. Okay.
But yeah,
But thanks for your service. Now
yeah,
get
thanks for your
the
service.
hell off my team.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to do something here.
So BDE.
BDE
coming in
All right,
hot.
well, that could be dirty. And then Curse Philly fan and the Jill asses the Kmart Bowl, circa 1998. Any thoughts about the Kmart Bowl, which sadly has gone out of business?
I mean, it sounds like Jill's team's going out of business.
It's possible.
It's Jen had one of the better teams going in the league, but
Yeah, we both thought that.
I've been proven wrong. So the Jill asses and Kmart, we say adieu.
Mm-hmm.
That's German for fuck off.
Once you guys got the translate, we got Google Translate firing up here as well.
So yeah, I think Greg's gonna put a little beating on Jen.
Okay, good to know. Greg, enjoy my wife. That's fun.
Mm.
And I think that's what we got for this week. Or am I missing? Oh, no. I've left one game off the sheet. The Liano brothers. They're heading into the Jackasses, who are always tough at home. Very, very tough at home are the Jackasses.
I'm taking the Jackasses. I don't care.
They will be firing off Hate the Face Jay Cutler. Unless a move is being made, Hate the Face Jay Cutler at starting quarterback this week.
I'm taking
for
him.
the
I don't
Leonard
care.
Brothers. Yep.
I don't care.
All right, fair enough. Well, I think that that about covers it. I think the big news, obviously, for Dom and Lori, it's just wonderful, man. We were very, very happy for you guys. This is great. And thanks for dropping that on the podcast. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Don't know what the sex is yet.
Okay.
We will find out. Hopefully it's a strong, solid
And
J.J.
I hope
Watt.
your boy is a masculine,
child.
that's it.
But if not, then I would love for my daughter to date Zach.
Oh, perfect. That's just what we're looking for. And Zach's got the Duke scholarship all lined up.
All
too,
lined
so,
up,
man,
yeah.
I couldn't.
Oh, speaking of Duke,
Go ahead.
Grayson Allen getting that captaincy
Oh, my
back.
God. That kid has done nothing but struggle his whole life. And just to get that back, I'm rooting for the
He's
kid.
deserving it. He's
My
well
God,
deserved.
yeah.
Well deserved.
Oh, my God.
So-
Dude, I hate Grayson Allen so much, man. I look at that kid, I just want to rip my eyelashes out individually, one by one. But we'll get into college basketball
get into
talk a little
that.
bit later.
Yeah.
For right now, we'll leave it at pregnancy and football, which are two things we are now both experts at.
Yes,
So-
yes, we are.
So-
So all the parenting advice by Don Melchior that Greg wanted to do.
Yes.
That's even more real now.
Now it's even real. Now we don't have a choice to listen because
No.
it is part of the game. So congratulations to the Melchiors, my brother. That's awesome. Very good stuff. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Spread the words about Metrics and Mayhem. Reach out to us on Facebook and Twitter. On behalf of the Mayhem, Dominic Melchior III, I am the Metrics, Earl Phillips. Thank you, everybody, for checking us out. We'll see you next Wednesday.
See ya. Peace.